So I'm pretty sure we're all aware to at least some extent. But earlier in the year, Katt Williams did an interview on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Club Shay Shay, which I think is just probably one of the gayest names for a show ever. What grown man goes around calling himself Club Shay Shay? Look, and this is what Shannon Sharp was wearing as he named that show. They said, Shannon Sharp, would you like to name your show the Manly Man Hour Show? He said, no. They said, okay. Shannon Sharp, would you like to name your show the Gridiron Hour with Shannon? Something real manly. And Shannon Sharp said, no. And they said, would you like to name it Masculine Male Hour with Shannon? No. Well, what would you like to name your show, Shannon? I want to name my show Club Shay Shay. Get it, girl? Get it, girls? Club Shay Shay. I just think Club Shay Shay is just the gayest name for a show. Shannon Sharp has got to have a little bit of sugar in his tank. Look at the man. I mean, look at the man. No grown man who walks out the house wearing this is heterosexual. There's nothing you can say that's going to convince me that Shannon Sharp is a heterosexual man. This is a gay man posing as a straight man, folks. But nonetheless, Katt Williams went on Shannon Sharp's show recently. Oh, I didn't mean to make that text message come up. Katt Williams recently went on, well, not recently, earlier in the year, went on a Club Shay Shay. And on Club Shay Shay, Katt Williams did a lot of exposing. He talked about who the pedophiles were in Hollywood. He talked about who, the bad actors were, some of the people that are doing very unsavory things. He threatened to expose them, which I think overall it was a very interesting interview. It was a good interview. But if you've been watching Woke Progressive for a while, and I know some of you have, if you've been watching this channel for a while and your mind was blown by anything Katt Williams said, I have to admit I'm a little bit disappointed in you, because nothing Katt Williams really brought to the forefront was anything that we didn't already know. We know that they're pushing the ghetto agenda. We know they're pushing the gay agenda. We know they're pushing the pedophile agenda. We know they're pushing all of the feminist agenda, the Satanist agenda. We know that the powers that be are collectivizing and pulling all of their forces together to push these agendas onto the masses. And, I've talked about, multiple times how, they buy and they pay for celebrities to promote and push these agendas. That's why you have so many celebrity sellouts. That's why you have so many celebrities coming out right now, in fact, in favor of Kamala Harris. Did you see Lil Jon? Did you see Lil Jon at the DNC? Washed up rapper Lil Jon. Lil Jon is quite literally a sellout for showing up at the DNC. They gave him a price, and he said, yes, I'm willing to sell the American people, particularly black people. I'm willing to sell them down the creek without a paddle at for the price of $1, for a couple of dollars. Because anytime you agree, even Steve Harvey recently came out in favor of Kamala Harris. Anytime you're willing to co-sign with an agenda that's going to kill black babies, anytime you're going to co-sign an agenda that's going to ghettoify black women, tell black women it's okay to be a hoe girl, anytime you're going to sell black people down the creek without a paddle by telling the men that it's okay to be homosexual and spread HIV or possibly contract HIV, you're destroying your people. You're an absolute sellout. But there's a lot of sellouts nowadays. Steve Harvey's one of them. And he like I said, the interview with Katt Williams happened in January. And Steve Harvey recently just now responded. I'm not sure why he just now responded, but he did. And we're going to get into we're going to get into some of his comments, his backlash, what he said back some 8 months later after the comments were originally said. And in this video, I was actually going to, tell you guys about how I was going to talk about sellouts and tie that into Michael Jackson's estate, and how his estate, which is, I think controlled by his family, I'm not sure, but they sold Michael Jackson out. Michael Jackson said they don't really care about us. They sold his estate for $1.2 billion. You know what? That's probably just a separate video. But I was going to tie it into selling out. Niggas will sell out, folks. You will be sold out. You have to be very vigilant about who you surround yourself with, who you put yourself around, even who you're listening to. What celebrities are you listening to? Because some of these celebrities are just simply bought and paid for to push an agenda. All right, but that's Michael Jackson's estate. They sold poor Michael out, man. He just had a tough life. Michael Jackson did, he just had a really tough go at it. But we're going to look at Steve Harvey's response to Katt Williams some 8 months later, almost a year later after the original comments. I think it would have just been better for Steve Harvey not to respond. But nonetheless, we're going to look at these comments about Katt Williams from Steve Harvey.
Pity ass hater and you'll never have a hater that's doing better than you. Always know that. Don't get off the wall to dress some pity ass boy who ain't got shit going for himself. Now you done stopped your climb up on the wall so you can come down here and talk to his little punk ass. Don't do that, man. I stay away from it. Now do I want to? Yes. Because I'm a human being and I'm hood. I used to be a fighter. And I still got hands. They slow, but if you get up on me real close, I can still knock your monkey ass out. I just don't have the quickness I have. But I still know how to turn my hip and shift that weight, and I'll knock your short ass out. I'll shoot your perm straight out your head. I see it.
All right. So, those are the comments. Steve Harvey's really too old for this shit. This man is pushing 70 years old. And, one thing I've always hated is an old fool. There's plenty of old fools around here. An old fool is, someone who seemingly should have wisdom because of their many decades here on this earth. But they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, these old fools. They're still out here talking about fighting and doing, all types of nonsense. It's just sad. What are my thoughts on it? Steve Harvey, even though he's a sellout, I do think he's funny at times. So I think the response was somewhat funny. But why make the comments now? What are you getting out of the comments now? Especially now at a time where Steve Harvey has proven himself to be a sellout. Steve Harvey has come out so hard in favor of the Kamala Harris campaign. It's sad. And this is the Kamala Harris campaign. This is a campaign that has promised to hoify black women. They are pushing the hoe agenda to black women. They are destroying Kamala Harris. If she becomes president, she will be the worst president in American history. She will single-handedly be the worst American president for black women. Why? She's going to give the black women the green light to be extreme baby mamas. Black women are baby mamas at an 80% clip now. Once Kamala Harris becomes president, that number is going to be damn near 100. 100% of, mark my words. If Kamala Harris ever sees the White House, you're going to have more black abortions. Guaranteed, you're going to have more dead black babies. You're going to have more children being born out of wedlock. You're going to see the furthering of the destruction of the black family. And Steve Harvey, who's an older man, I'm a young man. I'm 30 years old, not too young, kind of young. And I know this. Steve Harvey, as a 70-something-year-old black man, should easily see this agenda. And he's not a dumb guy. He talks like he's dumb sometimes, but he's not a dumb guy. Steve Harvey knows exactly what he's doing when he's pushing the Kamala Harris agenda, but he doesn't care what he's doing. He doesn't care the cost that a Kamala Harris presidency would mean to the black community. He doesn't care about those costs. All he cares about is his bottom line. Steve Harvey, and I mean this, I'm going to say this, I'm going to close. Steve Harvey would watch 1 million black babies die. He would sit on the top of a mountain and watch 1 million black babies die if it meant his own pockets get lined. Just a very sick man, very sick mindset. But that was his response to Katt Williams. I don't think Katt Williams will really care too much. If I was Katt Williams, I wouldn't care. Because at this point, Steve Harvey has exposed himself. Everybody knows about Steve Harvey and how terrible he is. But nonetheless, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. And remember to like, subscribe, share, and as always, stay woke.